Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Bedtime Stories with the Beavers, our fourth edition. Today, our special guest is Zach Baumgartner, a fourth-year player for the BSU men's basketball team. Zach, first of all, good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Just living up here in Bemidji. Me and a couple of my roommates are home. But living life as good as I can right now.
What kinds of things have you guys been able to do to keep yourselves busy?
I spent a little time kind of relaxing. I was up on Lake of the Woods with one of my roommates doing some fishing up there from Wednesday to Sunday. This week I've been trying to work out, stay in shape. Been watching a lot of Netflix, doing some reading. Otherwise, not much else.
Well, that leads me into one of the first questions I have for you. Now that you've been stuck inside, is it Netflix, Hulu, or Disney Plus that you're streaming?
Not a big Hulu guy, but Netflix and Disney Plus kind of go back and forth. Right now, I'm on Netflix hard. I've been watching All American. It's about a football star out in California. So just finished season one a little bit before we started talking. So I'm looking forward to get to season two today.
Obviously, All American is what you're currently binging on, but is there any one movie that you keep going back to keep yourself busy?
I got to go to Infinity War, Avengers on Disney Plus. Since Disney Plus came out, I've probably watched Infinity War 5 or 6 times. Just such a good movie, and it's definitely one of my go-tos that I obviously keep going back to. So,
Well, that sounds great, Zach. Thanks for giving us a peek inside your world. Now I'm going to ask you to entertain us. What book have you chosen to read to us tonight?
so the book I chose is McElligot's Pool. My dad used to read this to me and my brother and sister a lot when we were younger. So as Brad said, without further ado, McElligot's Pool. Young man, laughed the farmer, you're sort of a fool. You'll never catch fish in McElligot's Pool. The pool is too small, and you might as well know it. When people have junk, here's the place that they throw it. You might catch a boot, or you might catch a can. You might catch a bottle, but listen, young man. If you sat 50 years with your worms and your wishes, you'd grow a long beard long before you'd catch fishes. Answered Marco. It may be you're right. I've been here 3 hours without one single bite. There might be no fish, but again, well, there might, because you never can tell what goes on down below. The pool might be bigger than you or I know. This might be a pool like I've read in the books, connected to one of those underground brooks. An underground river that starts here and flows right under the pasture, and then, well, who knows? It might go along down where no one can see, right under State Highway 203, right under the wagons, right under the toes of Miss Umbroso, who's hanging out clothes. It might keep on flowing, perhaps who can tell, right under the people in Sneeden's Hotel, right under the grass where they're playing croquet, then under the mountains and far, far away. This might be a river, now mightn't it be, connecting McElligot's Pool with the sea? Then maybe some fish might be swimming toward me. If such a thing could be, they certainly would be. Some very smart fellow might point out the way to a place where I'm fishing, and that's why I say, if I wait long enough, if I'm patient and cool, who knows what I'll catch in McElligot's Pool. I might catch a thin fish, I might catch a stout fish, I might catch a short or a long, long, drawn out fish. Any kind, any shape, any color or size, I might catch some fish that would open your eyes. I won't be surprised if a dogfish appears, complete with a collar and long floppy ears, woofing along, and perhaps he might chase a whole lot of catfish right straight to this place. I might catch a fish with a pinwheel-like tail. I might catch a fish who has fins like a sail. I might catch some young fish, side-jumping friskers. I might catch an old one with long flowing whiskers. I might catch a fish with a long curly nose. I might catch a fish like a rooster that crows. I might catch a fish with a checkerboard belly, or even a fish made of strawberry jelly. I might catch a seahorse, now mightn't I now? I might catch a fish who is partly a cow. Some fish from the tropics, all sunburned and hot, might decide to swim up. Well, they might they not? Racing up north for a chance to get cool, full steam ahead for McElligot's Pool. Some Eskimo fish from beyond Hudson Bay might decide to swim down, might be headed this way. It's a pretty long trip, but they might, and they may. I might catch an eel, well, I might, it depends. A long, twisting eel with a lot of strange bends, and oddly enough, with a head on both ends. One doesn't catch this kind of fish as a rule, but the chances are fine in McElligot's pool. I might catch a fish with a terrible grouch, or even an Australian fish with a kangaroo pouch. Who wants to catch small ones like a mackerel or trout? Say, I'll catch a sawfish with such a long snout that he needs an assistant to help him about. If I wait long enough, if I'm patient and cool, who knows what I'll catch in McElligot's pool? Some roughneck old lobster, all gristle and muscle, might grab at my bait, and then I would have a tussle. To land one so tough might take 2 or 3 hours, but the next might be easy, the kind that likes flowers. I might catch some sort of fast-moving bloke who zips through the waves with an overarm stroke. I might and I may, and that's really no joke. A fish even faster, a fish if you please, who slides down the sides of a strange island on skis. He might ski on over and pay me a visit. That's not impossible, really, now is it? Some circus fish, from an acrobat school, might stage a big show in McElligot's pool. Or I might catch a fish from a stranger place yet, from the world's highest river in far off Tibet, where the river falls so steep that it's dangerous to ride 'em, so the fish put up chutes and they float down beside 'em. From the world's deepest ocean, from way down below, from down in the mud, the deep divers go, from down in the mire and the muck and the murk, I might catch some fish who are all going glurk. Whales, I'll catch whales, yes, a whole herd of whales, all spouting their spouts and all thrashing their tails. I'll catch 50 whales, then I'll stop for the day, because there's nothing that's bigger than a whale's, so they say. Still, of course, it might be, and there is something bigger, some sort of thingamajigger. A fish that's so big, if you know what I mean, that he makes a whale look like a tiny sardine. Oh, the sea is so full of fish. If a fellow is patient, he might get his wish. And that's why I think that I'm not such a fool when I sit here and fish in McElligot's pool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Knowing you a little bit more over the course of the last couple of years, knowing what an outdoorsman you are, perfect, perfect book selection.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you want to say to our fans and followers tonight?
Everyone, with the self-quarantine thing, everyone stay home, make sure everyone's washing their hands, keep your families, friends, everyone in your prayers, and everyone stay healthy out there. We can get through this together.
Great advice. Thanks, Zach. Good night, everyone.